On this episode, I'm going to pose a pretty crazy question to some of you. Should you be selling fewer homes on purpose? Should it become a goal of yours to actually sell fewer homes? I'm going to explain exactly what I mean by it. And this is an episode that you need to hear, even especially if you hear that and you're kind of like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. I promise you, you're not thinking outside the box enough. Let's get into it. What is up, guys? Welcome to episode 264 of the Massive Agent Podcast. I am your host, Dustin Brome, an agent in Salt Lake City, Utah. And I've been an agent for, going on 12 years now. And, things have changed. Things have changed dramatically since when I was a brand new agent. And technology has changed. Social media has changed. The way that we reach and attract clients has changed and improved. And there's so many options now that weren't available 12 years ago. And it's fun. So I've also learned a few things along the way. I learned some things that are possible and things that I never would have thought possible when I started, because all I wanted to do was sell some homes and make a freaking commission check. At the time, I needed to. It wasn't just that I wanted to. It's I needed to do that because I was starving to death and needed to pay my bills. So I get it. Like I've been in that place where I'm broke. I'm frustrated. Shit is not working. It is not, things are not happening as fast as I need them to happen. I'm doing all the things, checking all the boxes that everyone's telling me to do, but the results just weren't coming yet. So I've been there, but 12 years later, I now, there's things that I wish that I would have known when I started out. So the conversation that we're going to have today, the concepts I'm going to lay out for you, I wish someone would have told me in the beginning, because it would have changed the decisions that I made along the way. It would have changed some of my priorities along the way, and I would have ended in a much better place much faster than I did. I'm super grateful for everything, but you can't help but be like, you know what? Had I not done that thing or wasted that time or not known these things, I could have just sped shit up. And that's the goal for all of us, as it should be, to speed up the success, not to blow past all the lessons, because all the learning and the lessons and the the growth that happens in the meantime, like that's real shit. That's not just some woo woo, like that's real stuff. It's not just about making $1 million a year. It's about becoming the person who's capable of making $1 million a year. That's the real value, because then if you lost your $1 million, if something happens, you lose everything, you can do it again because you're the type of person. You've built yourself into the person who can do that. So I'm excited about this conversation, and I hope you are too. I mean, this episode may not be for you. You may not even be in a position to start moving in a direction like this yet, but if you desire a high income and a great lifestyle at the same time, I highly recommend you listen to this anyways. No matter where you're at in your career, this is highly relevant, especially you guys who have been in real estate for a minute and you're selling homes, but you're trying to scale and grow. Like, this is absolutely for you. This is also for anyone who's new and trying to figure the shit out as a brand new agent or thinking about getting into the industry. It doesn't matter where you are, how long you've been a real estate agent. If you're a mortgage loan officer, fantastic. This is perfectly relevant for you as well. Please listen with an open mind, because you're going to need to begin with the end in mind. All right. You may not be beginning, but today is the beginning of the rest of your life. So you need to begin with the end in mind. Does it make sense to start selling fewer homes? One of the biggest mistakes that I ever made was I was too focused for the 12 years I was, that I've been in real estate, way too focused. You may not think being focused is a bad thing. Well, when you're too focused on helping buyers and sellers and you let real estate investments or, certain other investments and, just go by because you're like, oh, I'm not even going to look at that. It sucks to look back and be like, holy shit, I should have just taken an hour and looked at that thing or did that thing or, did my research on this, or I should have made this thing a priority. Because I didn't buy or sell houses outside of my own. I didn't get involved in real estate investment. I didn't flip anything, didn't acquire rental properties, didn't do a whole lot with my real estate license other than like being laser focused on helping buyers and sellers. I did some wholesale stuff and, referred some deals off to, well, it wasn't technically wholesaling because I didn't get it under contract and sell the contract, but I referred some of the sellers that I was meeting with investor partners of mine. And when they purchased the home from the seller, they cut me a referral check for introducing them to the opportunity. I did some of that, but then I'm like, well, shit, why didn't I just buy the place? You know what I mean? Like, sure, I made $5,000 or $7,000 at the time, but what if I would have just bought it myself? How much equity, how many hundreds of thousands of dollars would I have had in equity and monthly cash flow? And it's crazy. So this will be a very helpful conversation for a lot of you. Before we get started, guys, I'm excited to announce something. All right, something that we do a handful of times a year. It's not always open, but as of today, the Massive Agent Society is open again for a short time. So I'm going to assume that if you're listening to this, you are that making more money is a priority and a goal for you this year, right? I think that's safe to say. If not, I don't know what you're doing. So one of our recent members got a listing on his 4th day in the Massive Agent Society. His 4th day in the group, he was following our 7-day social media jumpstart system. And on day 4, he got a listing from one of these videos. Okay, Brian, a new agent in Canada, new at the time, he got his first client in about 2 weeks following our system, following our blueprint. Nikki in Iowa got 9 homes under contract in 45 days. Yeah, 9 homes under contract in a month and a half. And so you owe it to yourself to see what makes the Massive Agent Society so damn powerful for so many agents all across the country. And then honestly, the real question that you need to ask yourself is, is it more expensive to join the society or is it more expensive to wait and keep doing what you're doing? Keep doing the same shit. I can't answer that for you. But to learn how we do what we do, go to massiveagentsociety.com and learn more. And for those of you action takers who understand that investing in yourself is, it's far more expensive to not invest in yourself and to stay where you're at and to stay on the current path. Those of you guys that realize that and take action, I applaud you. And you who are about to, I'm excited to meet you. Super stoked about that. Need to give a shout out to our sponsor of the show, Follow Up Boss. If you want to have any shot at truly hitting your goals in 2023, you need Follow Up Boss. This is the CRM and the business growth platform. That's a term I made up, but I think it's fantastic and perfectly accurate. It's a business growth platform used by damn near all agents and teams that sell all the homes. Like any top producer, they're probably using Follow Up Boss. And because you're a listener of the Massive Agent Podcast, Follow Up Boss will give you a 30-day free trial, and they don't even ask for a credit card. You can keep your credit card in your pocket. It's totally free. So try Follow Up Boss for free for 30 days, no credit card. See why the vast majority of the largest, highest selling agents and teams all use Follow Up Boss. All you need to do to take advantage and to get that deal is go to massiveagentpodcast.com/followupboss. massiveagentpodcast.com/followupboss. Start your trial today and then use it. And lastly, use the cheat code that so many agents and teams around the country are using to stay ahead of the fast changing real estate market. And more importantly than that, not just staying on top of it, but learning how to communicate what you've learned to your clients in a way that they'll actually understand and that actually makes sense to them. Spoiler alert. All these agents that are doing this are using KCM. They're using Keeping Current Matters. So you can get a free trial of KCM today by going to trykcm.com/BAM. That's BAM. And because you know your shit, you're going to become the go-to real estate advisor in your market. I cannot recommend KCM enough. Go get it. All right, let's jump back to the conversation about selling fewer homes on purpose. Okay? When I first started thinking this way, and then was able to articulate it like that, when I realized, holy shit, I'm trying not to sell homes. So right now, personally, I try not to sell homes. I have a team locally that I hand deals off to, that I refer deals to. So I don't sell homes anymore, but I'm making more money in real estate by homes being sold than I ever have before in my career. Interesting. And it's because I saw a system, I saw I saw a way that could be done where I personally don't need to be the one driving across town opening doors. I don't need to be the one calling people. I don't need to do any of that stuff. I do still do consumer facing content because it brings me leads, right? And let's be honest, consumer facing content that's made for buyers and sellers, it also attracts real estate agents, which are now my real audience. So like I'm still selling, homes are being sold, just not by me personally. This is the power of leverage. And when I saw this, I was still selling homes myself. I was driving around town in the afternoons in rush hour while my wife's like, what time are you going to be home? I want to know what time for dinner. And I'm like, I don't know. They want to see one more house. Fuck. I have no idea. And it was kind of a grind, right? And I'm not complaining because it's you have to go through that for a certain period. My period lasted too long. Oh my God, please don't cut that and make that a social media clip because that's anyways. So the period of my life, that period of my life lasted too long. So luckily, because I had networked with other agents around the country, I was able to just see what they were doing. And when you network with people and become friends with people who are ahead of you, they're a step or two or three ahead of you in the journey of business and in your career, I was able to just learn from them. And so like I'm struggling, I'm kind of doing my thing and I'm growing and, the content starts working and I start attracting clients. And then as I start speaking with agents through Snapchat, which I was doing at the time back in 2016 or something, talking to agents through Snapchat primarily, growing an audience there. I started to get referrals from agents around the country and it started to grow, but I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to be doing this. Like yes, I'm making decent money, but this lifestyle is not what I want. I don't want it long-term. I wanted an exit strategy. And I knew that business owners aren't the ones doing all the shit within the business, right? They own the business. They oversee it. They point in certain directions and then the ship goes that way, right? But they're not the ones steering the ship. They're not the ones paddling. The team does that, the business. So I knew that was possible, but I had never really connected the dots. And it wasn't until one of my friends, Shannon Milligan, out in Richmond, Virginia, shout out Shannon. She's been on the show before, a year or two ago. She's a video marketing master, oh, by the way, and just a master user of Facebook. She asks great questions that stimulate these big conversations on Facebook. It's awesome. So Shannon was leaving her previous brokerage. She was leaving Keller Williams. She was thinking about going and starting her own brokerage. And I remember at the time she bought a bunch of domains. She was putting logos together and she's planning to start her own brokerage. And I'm thinking oh my gosh, that's amazing. Where I was at the time, I was with a flat fee brokerage. So it was only $500 per closing but there was no cap or anything like that, but no monthly fees. It was just $500 per deal. All I got for it was, one, they left me alone, which to me was huge. I thought that at the time, because I didn't know better, I thought that was the value, is they left me alone to work in my office, doing my thing my way. I never had to go to the office. And to this day, I was messaging with Eric, the broke agent, the other day, because he posted something about the Monday morning meetings where you present your listings. And I was like, I don't think I've ever been to one of those, ever in my life. And so I've never had to do that. I've never had to do the office thing. I've always just been doing shit myself. And I valued that. But I was mistaking my brokerage letting me do that. And then a cheap, air quotes, if you're watching on YouTube, a cheap transaction with, I'm in the best place, right? So I didn't really look at anything else. So my friend Shannon, she's leaving Keller Williams and she's like, hey, I think she was at a 70-30 split then. And, I'm thinking well, I have a $500 per deal transaction fee. So why would you split commission? I didn't get it. I didn't understand that. So then she starts to look at this other company, the one I'm with now with EXP. And this isn't an EXP thing per se, but while she was looking at that, she introduced me to someone who's become my mentor. So she was going to start her own brokerage, but her mentor in her area, Clayton Getz, who's also been on the show, and definitely need to have him on again. He started to show her, hey, he just found this option, which was EXP. And once she started to wrap her head around it, she started to tell me, she's like, hey, I don't think I'm going to start my own brokerage anymore because, like, why? It's just all this work when I could just have the brokerage do the bullshit and then I could focus on the business. And so she started to show me how that was different here than it was at Keller Williams and if she was doing her own thing, and definitely different than the flat fee brokerage I was with. That opened my eyes to other ways of doing things, right? I thought that when I got into real estate, I thought that the ladder of success looked like this. I thought the ladder of success was you get your real estate license, you sell a bunch of homes, you become a broker, then you can start your own brokerage. And when you start your own brokerage, you're rich. That's literally what I thought. As time went on, I started, and right around the time Shannon was having this conversation with me and teaching me, about what she was thinking of doing between her own independent brokerage and going with EXP and doing her own team there. I started learning about teams because they were a thing. In my town, in Salt Lake, all the big teams at the time were with Keller Williams, at least that I noticed because I saw all their signs. So I'm like, well, wait a minute. Team sounds better than brokerage because you can basically have your own brokerage, but within a brokerage, have all the upside of a brokerage, but not all the legal bullshit and all the stuff, right? So I'm like, wait a minute, teams is better, but then you're leaving the place that is known for having the teams and building the teams at the time. So it was just interesting to me. So it got me thinking, and she went to EXP. I did not. Okay. So she went to EXP. Clayton went to EXP, and they started to just tell me the things that were happening to them. And over the next year, while I kept beating my head against the wall, doing the same shit, just like, well, it's only $500 per transaction. So I must be in a good place. I started to realize I was missing out on a ton of support, a ton of training, because my brokerage had literally none. Like all I got for being there was .loop premium. Woo. And, that's it. Like they had some CE classes every now and then, but, I didn't really go to those. But I didn't have any partners. I didn't have anyone like encouraging me. I didn't have anyone who was financially invested or aligned with me, that when I was successful, they made more money. I mean, my broker, sure, but like it's not that much money. So I started to realize it's just different. There's another model out there in real estate. And then I started learning about the other revenue streams. And I learned that Clayton he owned a property management company. He owned rental properties. Like he had all these other businesses. He was a business owner of multiple businesses. And I'm like, holy shit, this guy must work all the time. And then once I had a conversation with him, I found out he works like a few hours a week. At the time, he worked a few hours a week. Now he works like 2 hours a month on his real estate business. He has all these other businesses he's working on and projects he's working on. But his real estate sales team, he was like a couple hours a week. And I'm like, wait a minute, you're making all this ridiculous money, yet you have this amazing lifestyle. Why is it that I'm working so many hours and making so little money? And the more homes I sell, without a dramatic change in the way I do things, the more homes that I sell, I'm just gonna be working more hours. So what the fuck? Like, what gives? And because of my proximity to Shannon and to Clayton and their willingness to link arms with me, I was able to partner with them, become literal business partners. And because of that, Clayton's become a friend. He's become a mentor. He's taken me by the hand and showed me a better way of structuring my days, my life, my business, my career, my finances. And because of that, I now have what I believe is an incredible lifestyle. I can see my kids whenever I want to. I can go to their school stuff or their soccer practice whenever the hell I want to. I create a bunch of content all day, and then I talk to agents and train and coach and mentor agents all day. I'm no longer driving around town opening doors or doing all this stuff that requires me to miss dinner. So even though I'm busy, I'm doing fulfilling things and I'm making more money than ever before because I changed the direction. I changed the business model. And so, whether you see yourself getting out of home sales, and I don't mean leave the industry. Like, no, I'm not saying quit real estate when I say no longer sell homes. I mean, you don't have to be the one doing them. Clayton and his team, I think 2021, they sold like 700, 800 homes, something like that. He didn't sell any of them. He hasn't talked to a client or met with a client in years. So, but they still got sold, right? Because he runs the business that sells the homes. This is possible for each and every one of you. I have my own version of it. I do not have a traditional sales team. I have a true team, like they're business partners of mine, but they don't split commission with me. Being part of my team is completely free. Like, you just have to be part of our brokerage and link arms with us. It's no extra commission split. It's no extra anything. It's totally free. And those that have done that, I pass my deals off to them. And sometimes there's a referral fee. Sometimes there's not. It just depends. So I love the business model that I've grown into. And it's taken a few years and it's taken a lot of effort. And I'll be honest, in the beginning, as I was transitioning from being a solo agent, selling homes, thinking about, do I start a sales team or do I go in this other direction, the direction that I went in and where I'm at, I took a big pay cut. And it was butt puckering, to be honest. When you take a pay cut and you're running on faith, you're like, ugh, I hope this thing works out. I hope that those income streams really are there, like I think they will be. And ultimately, you just have to focus on the work and focus on the habits and focus on the tasks. And when you do that long enough and you're committed enough and you improve, it just works out eventually. And it did. And now on a monthly basis, I make more than I ever did as a solo agent selling homes. And it's just been such a blessing. And we have agents on our team that are following the same blueprint, like Matt Kane in Wilmington, North Carolina. He's an absolute beast in business. He's an absolute killer in real estate. And he's selling 100 homes a year, 100 plus homes a year by himself. And when we spoke the other day, he's like, we were talking about, the plans for 2023. His plan is to sell a lot less homes. He's like, I'm going to sell a lot less homes. He's now built a sales team and some partners. So he's going to have them sell those homes so he can focus on investing in real estate, other businesses, I think he's going to get into a mortgage company, a title company, other lines of business there that a lot of these big real estate teams get into because it just makes sense. There's so much out there when you become a business owner and an entrepreneur instead of the practitioner running your own job. So if you are in a place where maybe you're selling no homes, maybe you're selling a few, or maybe you're selling a shitload of homes, but you're burned out, your lifestyle sucks, or you're just like, you're hitting the ceiling and you don't know how to get past it yourself, you need someone who knows how to get past it. You need someone who's already at the destination that you want to get to, partnered with you. You need to hire them as a coach, hire them as a mentor, get them as a mentor if you can, partner with them in business. Like, one of the easiest things to do, I'm just going to speak bluntly. Like, I'm not worried about sounding like a douchebag or anything like that. I'm just going to speak plainly and openly. And if you think that I'm being, I don't really give a fuck, because I'm going to be helpful. Okay. This episode is about being valuable and helpful for you. I've had a bunch of people, some of you guys say, hey, how can I hire you? How can I pick your brain? How can I do this and that? I love helping agents. It is what I do all day, every day. It is the foundation of what I do. My whole business model is built off helping other agents to sell a shitload of homes and to become more profitable. That's what I do. However, I only have so many hours in the day. My family will always take priority. And if you expect anything less, I don't even know what to say to that. You are delusional. My team, my agent partners, they take priority. So I love to help as many people as I can, but I focus on my agent partners, Massive Agent Society members, my one-on-one private coaching clients. They get my time. They get priority. They're the ones I text back first. They're the ones I respond to first. They're the ones that can get me on a Zoom call to pick my brain. Not the random person that's like, hey, I need to pick your brain. If I can, I will. But I just don't have that much time to do that anymore. So those that hire me, those that join the society, those that partner with me, with our team, you get me. Like, we are business partners. I give you my cell phone number. I give you, like, I'll jump on Zooms whenever you need it. So it's not just about me here. It's not just about my team. If you are at that place where you're kind of hitting this ceiling, you need to align yourself with someone who is financially aligned with you and has a financial interest in helping you get past that ceiling. If you're stuck at selling 50 homes a year and you want to get past 100, you better link arms with somebody, a coach, a mentor, a business partner who has done 100 homes a year. That's how you do it. You can keep beating your head against the wall, but guess what? What got you here will not get you there. If what got you here is enough to get you there, you'd be there. You see what I mean? Now, you can incrementally increase, but if you want to go from 50 sales to 100 in 1 year, you need to do some shit dramatically different. Well, you don't know what those things are yet. You may be doing some of the action, but you're missing some pieces. So partnering with Clayton and Shannon and Brent and Jeff and anyone else in the company, like, proximity to people that are winning at a level that I aspire to win at has been the biggest blessing of my life. And it took one decision. What I'm specifically talking about is when I left my previous flat-fee brokerage, which was the biggest by market share in Utah at the time. I don't even know what they are anymore. They're still one of the major brokerages in Utah. But when I left there, switching brokerages for the first time ever in my career, going to EXP specifically to partner with Clayton and Shannon and this group, that was one of the best business decisions I've ever made. And it, at the time, I just thought I was going to make more money, and it was a financial decision, which that's worked out beautifully, faster than I thought, better than I thought, amazing. But the real gold that I want to pass on to you guys is getting in the room with people that are already at the level you want to be at. And if you can align with them, if they can become financially incentivized when you reach your goals, that's the best thing ever. And that's what we do with our team. That's how it works with what we're doing. That's how it works at my brokerage. When you choose the right people to align with, who you align with matters for sure. I was talking with someone earlier today, an agent in Oklahoma City, and she knows what she's going to do. She's going to be joining us, but she's battling, and this is very common, by the way. I had this hold me back for a long time. She's making a business decision versus checking the box of, oh, I was loyal to this person. So if the person you're loyal to is the mentor, is the person you want to be aligned with, who has all the resources, who has all the stuff to provide you to help you get where you want to go, who has all the tools, and if that's the person and you're loyal to them, fantastic. But if you're loyal to someone just because you've been friends with them for a minute, or you have a choice to go partner with someone who's like, oh my gosh, I need to partner with this person because it's going to help my career advance. It's a business move. You know, it's the smart business play to partner with this other person, but your friend Sally, oh, should I have Sally sponsor me? Or you just have to know that a lot of times you can get burned by checking the loyalty box. I stayed around at my previous brokerage far too long because I didn't want to leave my broker. I felt loyal to him because he helped me get started in real estate and was a mentor to me, loaned me money at times when I was struggling. And it was a very hard thing for me to do that I dragged my feet on for a long time when I left. And, I didn't enjoy it. In hindsight, it still wasn't awesome, but I cringe to think about where I would be had I not put a business decision first for my family, for my future, over this perceived loyalty to this person. What I found was when I left my previous broker, this was almost 5 years ago now, I remember the conversation. I was so worried about it, right? I was thinking it would like ruin his day. Even though we were closer than he is with most of his agents, I was just another agent to leave the brokerage. He wished me luck. He understood because I was grateful, and I told him, look, this is a business decision. I have to do what's best for my family. I believe this is it. I need to go over here and do this thing this way. And he completely understood. We're still on speaking terms. I've actually referred agents over to him that were not a good fit for what we're doing. He's done the same, and it's been incredible. So I made a great business decision, and I still have the relationship with the person I was loyal to because I did it right. Anyways, just something to think about. What I want to wrap this up with just, I want you to really think about, are you in the seat that's going to get you to your goals? Are you in the vehicle? Is your current team, your current brokerage, your current market, your current whatever, your current activities that you do for marketing, are those the things? Is that the brokerage? Is that the team? Are your business partners? Are your agents, if you're a team leader and is it what you're doing? Is that the vehicle that's going to get you to where you want to go? If it's not, if it is, and it honestly is, fantastic. Keep doing it and do more of it and do it faster. If it's not, then you have to make an adjustment. You have to make a pivot. And that is uncomfortable sometimes. I'll tell you what, you need to start looking at real estate investment, start looking for rental properties, start learning about creative finance, subject to where you can take over somebody's payments. You get ownership for their property, you take over their payments, they walk away. There's all sorts of different strategies in creative finance that don't require mortgages, don't require credit score, don't require credentials. The shit's done all the time. Now, if you can actually sell more homes and be more helpful to sellers, if you can offer more options to them than just, I'll list your house. Now, for all my career, I could list their house, or we have an investor who will buy it so you don't have to fix it up. But, the investor's not going to pay nearly as much for it. So it was an option for them, but still they had option A and option B, which is better than most agents, which is like, here's option A, I'll list your house. If you have option A, B, C, D, E, and F, you are so valuable to the client, to the seller, to the property owner. That's also how you get more deals for yourself. So I challenge you to sum all this up, to tie a bow on all of it. I challenge you to, if you can, start while you're building your business, while you're selling homes, think about how you can not need to sell so many. How can you eliminate the need to sell so many homes? Because I think if you're honest, I think 99 out of 100 of you, if you're honest, would say that you don't want to be doing this for the rest of your life. You don't want to be doing 5 years from now, 10 years from now, you don't want to be doing the same thing. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. You're just a realist. There's actually a lot of maturity in that admission and a lot of growth and a lot of future upside. So once you realize, I don't want to be doing this forever, then it becomes, what should you do? Which direction should you move in? And what steps should you take? I'm happy to help whoever has this question. Reach out to me. If you go on Instagram, click the link in my bio. There's a Partner with Dustin link, and you can schedule a Zoom call. We can talk about it. I can find out what you're doing, how you're doing it, what you want to do, give you my 2 cents on which direction to go in. I don't always tell everyone to partner with me. Some people aren't a good fit. Some people want to do something totally different. Awesome. I'll totally give you my 2 cents. And everyone that I've spoken to who's done this has gotten something actionable, has made pivots. And not everyone's part of my team, so I'm more than happy to help you figure out which direction to go in. If you want to talk about what our team looks like and how that works, and how we're able to not charge any commission and no fees, no extra anything other than just partnering together, happy to do that too. But at a minimum, I challenge you to think about how you can eliminate the need to sell so many houses. I'm not saying you're at a point where you should stop selling homes or sell fewer. But if you are, great. Start thinking in that direction. When you ask bold questions, you get bold answers. So ask yourself a big, bold question. How can you make more money that comes in every single month, yet work less? When you start asking those questions, you get powerful answers. I'm telling you, there is a way. I'm doing it. There are thousands of other agents around the country doing it as well. You can too. You can, at a minimum, you can start moving in that direction by asking yourself the questions and then seeking out people to align with and partner with who can guide you, because you can figure it out yourself, or you can just link arms with someone who's done it, who's already where you want to be, who already has the business, the lifestyle, the income that you want to have, and they'll just tell you what to do. Now, you've got to do the work, of course. It's going to be uncomfortable a little bit. You're going to have to do some shit. You're going to have to make some moves, make some pivots, make changes. Absolutely. What's the alternative? More of the same. And after 2022, the way that ended, the way shit shifted dramatically. Do you want more of the same? Do you want to keep going in the same direction? I'll let you answer that. I truly want success for each and every one of you. Success means something different to each and every one of you. But to those of you who are entrepreneurs and want freedom, you want the ability to do what you want when you want the ability to live an abundant life, you are my people. You are the people I want to work with, I want to partner with, I want to be with, I want to spend time with. And you're the people I want to help. If I can be helpful, let me know. I'm excited to talk to you. I'm excited to hear from you. I'm excited to see who makes changes from this episode. Really excited. I was amazed with the response from last week's episode. Last week's episode, it was one of those that I was like, that was stupid. Like, maybe I should re-record something else. Maybe I'll just record an interview. But I published it anyways, and I was really amazed and humbled by how many positive responses I got. I got a message this morning. Somebody said it was the best episode I've ever done, and they've listened to all of them. That's a bold statement, but thank you, Matthew, for saying that. I hope that this episode is as impactful for you as I think it could be. It's not going to be impactful for all of you. I mean, there's a lot of people that have already tuned out by now that aren't listening this deep into the episode, and that's fine. Hopefully they got what they need. Hopefully they got something and they move on and improve. But if you are still listening, if this is resonating with you, if I'm speaking your language, if this has touched a nerve, and if it's causing some thought, and if it's making you uncomfortable because you know, oh my gosh, you've got to do something different. You're going to have to change some things. You're going to have to do some different things. I promise you, it may feel uncomfortable. It may feel like it's negative. That is what growth feels like. That is what growth feels like. It's amazing. If you're there, congratulations. Now it's just about making the moves, making the right moves, but don't do it alone. Partner with somebody who's already done the thing, who has the lifestyle, the career, the income that you aspire to. Link arms with them. If I'm that person, fantastic. If you're that person, it's a two-way street, right? I need to make sure that you're the right fit for us and for me. If you're not ready for that, you just want to be around people like this more, join the Massive Agent Society. It's open right now, massiveagentsociety.com. I think anyone who's not a member of the society is doing a huge disservice to your career and to your life and to your mental health. I really do. I believe that. I've seen what our program does for agents. It's incredible, and it can happen super fast, but it all starts with your willingness to make an investment of time and money. It's not just a money thing, but the investment of time and prioritizing. I hope that this episode was impactful. I just pray that it reached the people that it was supposed to. And if that's you, awesome. Please let me know. Wish you all the best. Have a great rest of the week. 2023, starting it off with a bang. I'll tell you what, appreciate the hell out of you guys for listening. If you found this episode helpful, please share it with another agent. Share it with your team. Share it with other agents you're friends with. Put it out there on social. Put it in a Facebook group. Help us to grow our audience. Help us to reach more agents that don't know about this show yet. And I'll keep coming back every single week with as much value as I possibly can. I appreciate you for helping us grow the audience. I will do my part. We'll be back next week. Appreciate you.